Okay, so for tonight, we have food that just arrived. We also have drinks. The drinks are actually on tap here. We have a faucet in the corner that does cold water, hot water, and bubbly water, like from the same tap. It's pretty cool. And then behind you, we have beer on tap against the wall. So help yourself, keep yourself at home. Other than that, the schedule is we're going to start. Jeremy's going to share around 6 o'clock. We're going to have you guys eat, grab some food, sit down, grab your drinks, and then Jason will go after Jeremy. After Jeremy, we'll have like talk story, Q&A. If you want to go check out the warehouse, it is pretty cool. Like, I'm not a house or appliance person, but I thought it was amazing because I was like, whoa! And you'll know what I mean when you go inside. But yeah, we have a few kids here, so just watch your step. I think there's 4 Kiki walking around. But yeah, thank you guys so much for being here. I think, do we have plates? Did the plates show up yet?
Yeah, there's plates.
Okay, good. Plates are here. So really quickly, I'm going to bless the food, and then you guys can go up and do whatever you need. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you so much for this day. Thank you for your breath in our lungs. Thank you for getting everyone here safely, and just be with us as we chat and learn about business and find out how we can grow our businesses in the way that you want. We just love you and praise you, bless the food, and bless the hands that made it, and get us all home safely tonight. Thank you so much. We love you. In Jesus' name, amen. All right. Thank you guys. To Jeremy, Mateo.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, Jason, for having me. What's up, guys? My name is Jeremy Mateo. As she said, I am a real estate investor. I'm also a real estate broker. I own multiple businesses. So why should you listen to me? Why am I important, and why am I giving you guys advice? So this year, I am projected to cross $1 million in real estate profit plus commissions. All of that is coming all that is happening because I use Instagram to support my business. By social media, it's all like, Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. So show of hands, who here is a real estate investor? Awesome. Nice. Okay, cool. Who here is a realtor? Oh, wow, no one. Okay. And then, of course, who here is a business owner? Perfect. Okay. So show of hands, can we all agree that social media is important? Yes? Cool. Does anyone disagree? If you do, then get out. Can we all agree that by definition, social media is an asset, which is a resource of economic value that provides a future benefit? Social media is an asset? Awesome. Okay. So as business owners and real estate people here, that benefit that I mentioned, the future benefit, is income, revenue. So great. Now that we agree with all of that social media is the way, what I'm here to talk to you guys about today is what exactly are we posting on social media to bring in the revenue, to bring in the income? What are we posting on social media to bring in the deals and the clients? The simple answer to that is everything. We are posting everything. Now, I want you to think of posting on social media, aka content creation. I want you to take it seriously. Because what it actually is that you are building your personal brand online. Your personal brand is you. Everything that you believe in, what you stand for, your core values, that is what your personal brand is. But if you're not posting anything, how are people going to know what you are about? How are people going to know what you stand for? How are people going to know what your core values are? The goal of building your personal brand as a business owner or investor or someone in real estate, in my opinion, is to get people to know you, to like you, and most importantly, to trust you. Those are the 3 things you want to try accomplish with content creation. How do you accomplish this? All right. So first is know you. How do you get people to know you? Super easy. You make posts that introduce yourself. You make posts that, people are like, oh, okay, that's cool. Jeremy does this, Jeremy does that. You make posts about yourself, introduce yourself. How, make stuff about like, how long have you been in the business of your cleaning company? How long have you been in real estate? How long have you, been in life insurance? How long have you been flipping houses? Everything. The point of these posts is to establish credibility. At the beginning of the presentation, I said, hi, I'm Jeremy, and this year I'm going to hit $1 million. Now everyone's like, oh, okay, I should listen to this guy. This guy's important. If there is like, I don't know, some crypto scammer, and he's telling you to invest in certain stocks, like NVIDIA, whatever, you kind of might not want to believe him. But if Warren Buffett told you, hey, you should invest in these stocks, are we going to believe him? Yes. So that is the first thing you want to do, is get people to know you. And again, if you're not posting anything, you're just a ghost. No one knows who you are. The second thing is you want to get people to like you, all right? This is just you being you. Your likeliness. Are people going to like you or not? Now, here's one fun fact. Not everyone is going to like you, and that's okay. There will be people who like your energy, and there will be people who don't like your energy. And again, that's okay. Focus on the people that like you. The people that don't like you, they can fuck off. You want to make content to connect with the people that like you, and you want to strengthen that relationship. These kind of contents is like, you know, again, it can be anything and everything. It can be your hobbies, your interests, your music tastes, you know, anything. You post this for people to see like the real you outside of business. Why do you want people to know about you outside of business? Like, isn't the point of content creation to help my business? Yes. But you want people to get to know you outside of business because it's a way for you to stand out. I'm a realtor. I started as a realtor in 2014. And I always make this joke saying, everyone and their mom is a realtor in Hawaii. I make that joke because literally my mom is a realtor. Now, we'll get to the third point, which is, again, so you want people to know you, you want people to like you, and you want people to trust you. This is the most important one, by the way, is trust. The way I accomplish this is just being transparent about my journey. Almost, everyone on Instagram, Facebook, they love posting their wins. They love posting the highlights of their life, all the good things. What about the bad things? What about the losses? Not everyone is brave enough to open up about their losses and about the bad things that happen to them in business. Raise your hand if something bad happened to you in your business. Literally everyone. Like literally this morning I woke up with a kick in the nuts. And it says, okay, that's normal, That's business. But are we gonna post on Instagram oh, awesome, this morning I got kicked in the nuts and this deal canceled and I lost this client to a competitor? No one wants to talk about that. But here's the thing. If you can find the courage to make content about the bad things happening to you, just being transparent like a normal human being, I guarantee you it'll not only gain the trust of your audience, but a lot of people, especially those ahead of you in business, will gain so much respect for you. And who knows? Maybe those people ahead of you in business and in life, they see you and they're like, wow, this guy's fucking real as fuck. I respect that. You know what? I trust you and I kind of want to invest with you, or I kind of want to invest in you. I always say this because that's how I built my business. With content, with my approach to content, with my approach to business, I've always been transparent and it's been servicing me well. It's been helping my business. I've had so for me, I flip houses. The way I flip houses, I use hard money lending, and I need a down payment. The down payment comes from private money lenders. I've had many lenders who I've built a rapport with, who I've built trust with over the years through many successful deals. Now it's to the point where it's like, Jeremy, I like you, I know you, I trust you. Tell me what you need, and just take my money. Now, that doesn't happen overnight. It takes trust, it takes years, it takes many successful deals. And believe it or not, it takes failed deals, losing money, and being transparent, having integrity, and not running away. I've had some deals where I've lost 6 figures, and I've had to pay people back over years, and they still will do business with me because I've done the right thing, I've always been transparent, and I've never done them wrong. So now you're posting content, you're getting people to know you, you're getting people to like you, and you're getting people to trust you. You have now built a personal brand that is you. But guess what? Again, this doesn't happen overnight. And once you do accomplish your brand, now you must sustain that brand. The way you sustain it is by being consistent with content. You literally have to post every day because this world, this new society, everyone has ADHD. Like, the second you stop posting, the world will forget about you. So, as you can see, social media, if done right, can work magic for you. Like, it's done magic for me. To give you some context, I've raised over $2.5 million in private money loans through Instagram. I get all my deals, all my business partners, all my clients, all my agents, all from Instagram. And all the deals I close, all of that, it all comes from Instagram. The commissions I'm gonna make, the profit I'm gonna make this year, hitting the $1 million mark, hopefully, if everything closes on time, will be because of Instagram. So, thank you guys again for today. I hope you guys got some value from that. Post on Instagram, post on social media, be transparent. Don't be afraid to be you. And I guarantee it will help you with your business. Thank you. Any questions? Any questions? Oh, right here.
Do you do everything on your Instagram?
Yes. Yes. So in the beginning, I was doing everything. Now I'm starting to, like maybe a couple years ago, I record stuff on YouTube and all that, and I hired an editor from the Philippines. I pay them $800 a month, and they make all my videos. Like, I record it, but then they edit it. So yeah, that kind of helps too. But in the beginning, I was doing everything myself. So yeah.
For someone who has no background in doing social media for their business, what type of content would you recommend they start out with, and what format?
Good question. If you're in the beginning, and let's say you don't have like any experience or something like that, just document. You know, just be like, hey guys, what's up? I'm working on this, blah, blah, blah. I'm gonna try this. Let's see how it goes. And then you can do like a before and after. People love that. People love to see the journey from the beginning. And then like, I remember when I was posting in the beginning, like you just have to accept that you're gonna suck in the beginning. My first videos on YouTube, I was super awkward. I was sweaty. The fucking camera was like out of focus the whole time. And you could tell like, oh, this guy's kind of a weirdo. But I still kept going, and you just got to put in those reps, you know. So go from documentation, and then you could like talk about what you learned, and literally just post anything and everything. Because in the beginning, it's going to help you get those reps in, and then you can learn, okay, what works, what doesn't work, what was a banger, what kind of flopped, you know. So yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, anytime. Any questions? Anything else? Cool.
How are you measuring the results?
I look at my bank account. No, for real. I mean, obviously, like if I post more, so to backtrack, in like 2022, 2023, I was like going through like a rough patch. Like I bought 5 $1 million deals at one time. The market shifted. I had imposter syndrome. I was like, who the fuck am I? Like, who's this guy? And I stopped making content. And because of that, it reflected in my business. And I was like, what do I have to do to get more deals? But really, I just stopped doing the fundamentals, which was just making YouTube videos, making content. And I just told myself this simple little thing, which was, if I make content, good things happen. Because you can't really measure that KPI. Like, oh, if I do 50 videos, I know I will get this amount of clients. I just like erased that because it kind of put pressure on me. I was like, let me just keep making videos, post something every day, every other day. Just don't stop posting. And literally good things happen. It's not something I can measure, but this year's the best year of business in my life. And I'm like, okay, I'm just going to post content and not care about what other people think. That's the number one thing. Because I would get so much in my head. I overthink so much. And then I just realized, you know, if I just post, good things happen. So yeah, hope that answers the question. Yeah, perfect. Cool. Yeah, thanks.
Hey, Bryce Mon with Jeremy.
Hey, what's up?
I got a quick question.
Yep.
With the million mark coming up,
Yeah.
how are you maximizing your tax returns?
Oh my God. I don't even want to think about that. I'm just gonna wing it, I guess. I know.
I'll talk to you later about that.
Yes, please. Honestly, I'm in denial right now. I'm just focused on hitting that 1 million mark, you know. So yeah. Question? Oh yeah. Hey Norm.
Do you post with like a personal account and a business account, or is it all just
one brand?
Good question. So in the beginning, when I stepped into real estate in 2017 full-time, I was coming out of college. And so full transparency, guys, in college, I was a DJ. I was a frat boy. So I was posting things a DJ frat boy would be posting. And I was terrified for my life for the professional world to see all that. So I made a separate account, which is Jeremy Mateo Real Estate, right? There's DJ DJ Frat Boy, sorry. and then there was Jeremy Real Estate, right? So on this one was like, I had more followers, so I just posted everything, like the DJ stuff, the partying, and the real estate. On the real estate was just real estate. And maybe after like a year or two, I was like, okay, I'm getting some leads, but I took a step back and I'm like, okay, where is this coming from? I noticed no leads came from the Jeremy Mateo Real Estate. All my leads came from the real Jeremy. And I realized, I was like, no one gives a if you're a realtor, because again, everyone and their mom is a realtor, including mine. So what I realized was like, people gravitate towards my personality. And in this case, if it's you guys, people want to gravitate to your personality, who you are, you know. And with the like you point that I mentioned earlier, again, not everyone is gonna like you, you know. And for me, I thought I could, you know, take everyone as a client. But literally, if you guys go to my Instagram, I post some inappropriate shit. And there are some people that will be like, oh, like, why are you posting that? That's so inappropriate. And I'm thinking in my head, like, do I want this person as a client? No, because they're probably lame. I want to work with the cool people who are like, oh, that's so freaking funny, Jeremy. Like, I'll do the same thing too. So it's basically finding out who you are and being aware of who you are and knowing who you want to work with. And it's usually a reflection of yourself. Like, oh, these clients are cool. I want to work with the cool clients. These guys are like Karens. I want to stay away, you know? So once I realized that, I just got rid of the Jeremy Mateo Real Estate, rebranded as Jeremy Mateo, not the DJ, you know, and just went all in on being me. So yeah, hope that answers your question. Yeah, perfect.
It's a two-part question.
Yeah.
So what is like the blend of content? Because you said everything, right?
Yeah.
And then the second part of it is, what is the content that actually produces clients?
That's good. I guess if there was a ratio, I would say 80% business, 20% personality. Personality could be anything. Like it could be, you know, your hobbies, what sports teams you like. One tip I gave to like some realtor was that, so I'm a hardcore Patriots fan, Boston sports fan. You either love us or you hate us. But when I post, I notice that I would get reactions when I posted stuff about the Patriots. Like it would either be like, oh, screw you guys, blah, 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 or yeah, let's go. No. Either way, it would turn into a conversation about real estate. Because it's a stupid conversation starter would be like, oh, how's the weather going? You know, like, no, I could be like, hey, my Patriots are like the #1 in the AFC East. Suck it. Yeah, yes, they are actually. Drake May, baby. Anyway.
Super Bowl champion.
So you see how we're starting that conversation, that banter? It's like that in the DMs. And then it's like, okay, well, you know, it's funny that you say that. So like, how's everything? How's work? How's the family? Blah, blah, blah. And then we start that conversation and nourish that relationship. So that's kind of like how I play it. So I guess 80-20. But like, I don't really say, oh, I posted too much work, I have to post personal. Or I posted too much personal, I got to post work. I just, like, over time, I just don't care anymore. I just post what I think is interesting, what is funny. I'm like, oh, I think my friends are going to think this is funny, you know? So I just post. And then what was the second part?
Is there like a type of content that actually
Converts.
Yeah.
Okay.
Conversion.
Yeah. So that's a good word, conversion. So when you're posting, especially if you're new to this, you're going to think, oh, like, I need all the followers, I need all the views, I need all the likes. Don't worry about that. What you want to worry about is conversion. Conversion means I talk to a prospect and they turn into my client, they buy or sell a house. That is conversion. So that's what you really, all you want to care about. Because I would post like some funny video about real estate and it would be a banger, went viral, boom, like 250,000 views. Did I get any clients from it? No. So at the end of the day, $0, zero income, zero revenue. However, I posted an educational video about how to buy your home for the first time. And I posted like, oh, here are 3 steps. You need a good FICO score, you need a W-2, you need tax returns, and you need a down payment. And then I'd post that. Maybe it would get like 30 likes, maybe like 1,000, 2,000 views. But it got 3 DMs for people interested about buying a home, and then those turn into my clients. That turns into 3 sales, and that's like 40 grand right there. You know what I mean? So it's not about virality, it's about conversion. Yeah. Cool. Any other questions? Oh, hey, yeah.
So, if you don't have a following,
Mm-hmm.
and you want to see conversion,
Yeah.
how did you like educate yourself on how to get people to see those videos?
Yep. So I mean, in the beginning, obviously, if you have 0 followers, you have to, build that following. So just keep posting. What I've learned over the years, it wasn't just social media. There's like another layer to it. So I'd go to like events like these. And before, I'd like have my card, but no one cares about cards anymore. I would be like, oh, what is your Instagram? So I'd go to events like these, connect with people, grab their Instagram. We switch Instagrams. And then over time, they'll see what I'm doing. I'll see what they're doing, and then just like 100 meetups later, you kind of got people that know you and you know people around the island. So it's not just Instagram or it's not just online. You have to do the meetups. You have to go in person. You have to go to these clubs, book clubs, hiking clubs, whatever. You want to socialize. So on top of the social media, what I tell new agents or investors is like, your goal should be you want to be a local celebrity. So a lot of people, a lot of people know you. And that will help with the following too. So yeah, cool. Yeah. Any other questions? Cool. Well, I am going to hand it off to my buddy Jason. He's going to tell you guys how to get $5 million at 0% interest. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Awesome.
Thank you.
Okay, who learned something new from Jeremy? Because I totally did. And I
Thanks, guys.
And I texted it
Thank
to
you.
Jason while Jeremy was
Thank you.
while I press some buttons on the computer, I'm going to have you guys
Oh, yeah.
it's great to see you. You look amazing. And then share your Instagram.
You look amazing. Yes, sir. What's your name? Jacob.
Jacob.
Yes. How about you?
So a big thing that we talk about a lot is and educate around is the separation of personal and business credit. So as Lizelle was talking about, a lot of people that are business owners, they commingle their credit. So they use the personal credit to run business activities. And when you do that, you have high utilization. So as you can see here, amounts owed, that is your utilization. So a third of the equation of the FICO score comes from how much as a percentage do you use of your credit. So you could have $20,000 of credit that you're using out of $21,000, and that'd be like 95%, and you'd be at a 650 even if you have like on-time payments with everything else. On the same person, that you could have $50,000 worth of credit card debt and $200,000 available to you, you're at a 750. And all the doors are open at all the banks. You even have more debt. So it is really, that's why it's a game, right? So if you know how the game is played, then you can play the game better. So you obviously have to have on-time payments. Can't really help you with that. If you don't have that, you need to go repair that, work with the credit agency, get it repaired. This is what I really focus on for business owners, because pretty much if you can just make your payments on a relatively normal basis and keep it under 30%, you're going to be eligible for most financing programs out there, because business funding is, unless you're doing 20, 30, 40, 50 million dollars, all the banks are going to ask for your FICO score first before anything else. So if you can't even open the door unless you got a 700 FICO score. So focus on that first. Your financials come second. And you'll see in a minute, a lot of the programs that we work with, it doesn't even matter how your financials look. It's mostly on your credit, right? And your time in business, what industry you're in, stuff like that. So, and then the other thing is you do want a healthy amount of available credit. So when we're doing business credit cards for people, for instance, we want to target around 15,000 or more in available credit for the personal side. When you have that, then we're able to leverage that into pretty high limits on the business side. So if you can imagine, if your biggest card is like $1,000 and you're just an authorized user on somebody else's accounts, and then you go to apply for loans or large credit lines, you haven't shown that you can manage a high credit line, so they don't want to give you a bigger one, right? They might give you 5-10 grand instead. So I know there's a healthy amount of real estate investors in here. This presentation is a little bit more geared towards that, but it's all relative. It's all the same. But these are the types of programs that we can help with. So we do a lot of this stuff, credit lines, also regular bank lines of credit, which is similar to like a HELOC, but there's no asset connected to it. It's just extra cash when you need it. DSCR loans, fix and flips, debt restructuring. We did ground up construction recently, and then we do a lot of the business commercial loans, which is like warehouses or like units over 5 per property. And the first one that we'll talk about is the 0% credit lines. So this one is applicable to like everybody in the room. You all could obtain this, I guess hypothetically, within a couple weeks. All you need is an EIN number and good credit, and then you could potentially qualify. So the cool thing about these is we try and steer people towards only the ones that report to your business credit. You don't want it to show up on your personal credit report, because if it does, and then you make a big charge on it, your score goes down. So you only want it to report to the business, so you have to have the EIN, but we go for 0% interest for the first 12 to 18 months as an average. And so when you're going through that period, your payments are very low. You kind of give yourself a nice runway to build up the business before you have to pay stuff back. And there's no upfront fees. A lot of these things come with bonuses and cashback rewards, stuff like that. We've qualified people as early as like 7 days in the business, no bank account even. They just have good credit. And then another thing to this is relationships do matter. So you actually do want to have a handful of relationships with different banks that have credit cards or availability to do credit lines. I always say you don't want to ever marry a bank. They will cut you off real quick. So I've had clients that had 30, 40 years relationships. They have 2 bad years, you're cut off, you owe us all this money. It's just, that's how they work, right? So you want to date the banks and have multiples. So I always steer my clients to have like 2-3 relationships going at the same time, just in case something happens. Because like I said, they can turn on you real quick, and then you're screwed if you have no access to capital. So for this one, you do need a 700 FICO score, generally 720 actually. You want to be like kind of up there, and then less than 30% utilization, and you can qualify for these. Go ahead.
Mike has a question.
Oh, yeah.
A quick question. So I see it there at the bottom, it says bonus. If you're not there, we will personally coach you to get qualified. So if a business approaches you and they have everything, they say they have they have established business entity and all that stuff like that, but say their score is like a 600, 650 or whatever it is, like what do you guys offer to kind of like coach them into being able to get something?
So I always start with that previous slide with all the pie. Yeah. So I'll educate them about this on how it works first, so you know what you're trying to accomplish. And then I'll just do a quick review on their credit to see, do you have collections? Do you have late payments? Stuff like that. If they do, I usually will refer them to 1 or 2 credit repair specialists that we work with, and then they do it. I mean, you could do it yourself, but I'd rather hire somebody myself to do it that's a professional.
Yeah, so
But yeah, we just kind of like give them the parameters, like, hey, go do this homework, come back in 3 months or whatever. Sometimes it can happen in 3 or 6 or maybe a year. A lot of people end up needing to pay down their debt is a big thing. So, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Go ahead. Okay, so this is a DSCR loan. So this is relative to real estate specifically. So this loan is very powerful. These, for us at least, we work with investment properties only. We don't work with personal homes. These do not show up on your credit. So it will not affect your debt to income and stuff like that. Basically what it goes off of is your rental income and then against all your fixed expenses. So you got your taxes, your insurance, your HOA, and your loan payment. All of that added up has to be equal or less than the rents being received. Okay? And we could do some pretty cool stuff with this, like kind of ballpark what that number is going to be. And we have lenders that will accept that, so long as within reason. We just did a few of those, actually. And I think there might be a case study later. We can go over that. But these are like 30-year terms. And so it's a way to get multiple properties underneath your belt, because you can't keep financing under your personal credit if you're an investor. You'll run out real quick. Courtney probably knows about that. Next slide. Fix and flip loans. So there's a lot of companies out there that do the fix and flip loans. We can as well, just because our clients asked us to do it. We're more of like a one-stop shop. So we're kind of handling all the things for the client and pairing it with, let's say, the 0% financing. So we use that for the construction piece, or maybe some of the down payment. And then we'll pair them with something like this, where they can get a very high percentage loan to value. You could raise private money like Jeremy talked about for the down payments, and use your credit cards to do your construction costs, right? And then you can pay for your draws with that. So there's no real experience necessary for these. It does help to have experience. You'll get better terms, lower interest rates, higher loan to values. And it always helps to have a relationship with a lender, or at least a broker like us, because if they already have all your stuff and they already know your story and your file, the second deal is way smoother, because they already got the stuff. They already know what the deal is, and you do too. So, next one. Ground up construction. This is similar to the fix and flip, but based on raw land. You can get up to 80% LTV and 100% of the construction costs, really. Most of the time, you just come with like a free and clear piece of land, and then we can get you the rest of the financing done. Again, no experience necessary. It helps to have experience, though. If you do have other houses underneath your belt, that does come into play. And these are all interest only, typically 1-year terms, 1.5-year terms max. So this is kind of how we work here. So step one is we have a discussion, and then we grab your credit and financial information if necessary. We do a quick assessment around that, jump on a call. We do some internal underwriting here, and then we're like, okay, here's the game plan. Do you want to go? Yeah, let's do it. We'll go and secure the funding, and then you realize your vision on the back end. And everything that we do is based on success. So we don't ask for any deposits or anything like that up front. For the most part, I would say, like, there's actually some lenders that do require it for due diligence or like appraisals and stuff like that. You go to the next one. Oh. Okay. Sure. Well, you could throw that at the end.
Okay. Get ready to take a picture at the end.
Okay. So whenever you are getting into any types of credit or funding loan type of situation, you always want to ask yourself, what is your return on investment? What is this actually going to return to me? And think of that in terms of like length of term and also cash flow, like what's your payments going to be, right? So how much are you getting per month, and when is that exit also going to happen, right? So what is your exit strategies? And something that I've learned talking to a lot of people in real estate specifically, they always tell me to have multiple exit strategies whenever you're getting into a deal. That way, if something goes sideways on this one, you have a backup plan, right? So how are you going to pay off this loan? Or maybe if you can't pay it off, can you refinance it later on, like the 0%? If you're still holding a balance after a year, it's going to go to like 2-ish% per month after that. So what's your plan at that point? Yeah, you can make the minimum monthly payment, but if you do have strong credit at that point, you can go get additional credit or loan to consolidate that or extend it out, kick the can down the road a bit. So there's multiple exit strategies if you have good credit. That's why we promote to get business credit early on for your company, because you'll preserve your personal credit and you'll stay at like 750 FICO score, and then all the doors are open, right? You can still get more financing done. Okay, so a couple case studies. I actually might switch these up a little bit. This one, real estate investors started with the 0% financing for a project, and then they came back as a consulting company. They had started a consulting company, and their method of gaining revenue was actually doing events like this. So you have to pay for events like this, and they used we got them 100,000 when they first started up. So they used it to do traveling and to host events, and they were hosting like one a week, like crazy. But they poured all this money into marketing knowing that they were going to get a return on the back end because they'd already done stuff like that before. It was proven. They knew that it was going to have a runway of maybe 3 to 6 months before they really see the traction. But doing the 0% financing gives them that runway, and they're able to do that. This is a recent deal that we did for a physical therapist on the island. So he had a free and clear property on the island, and he was going to build a house. Side note, it took 4 years for the permit to happen. So we finally got it like earlier this year. And good credit and everything like that. He needed a construction loan for $1 million. So while we were getting him this construction loan, we paired that with the business credit. So we got him something like 150 or 200,000 lines of credit, and then the rest on the 0% cards. So he had a nice mixture of different forms of financing because it's for different uses, right? And so with construction loans, you have to do work first in order to add it to your loan. So you have to prove the work first. So now he's able to do $200,000 worth of work without sweating it, show the lender, hey, I completed this part of the project, give me my money back so I can go do round 2. And so he's about halfway through with that right now. But yeah, that was a pretty creative deal that we put together there. You can go to the next one. This is a real estate company that the husband owned and a beauty salon as well that the wife had. And they were both in business for about 4 years. Both had pretty good credits. And so they were in real estate, investing on the mainland. And what we did with them was we used both of their entities because they were 100% owner on each. So we went actually to the same banks and got them lines of credit as well as 0% financing. So we got them cumulative 200,000 or so across their 2 entities, and they used that to invest in real estate. This is a construction company here in Kapolei. This is actually a decline, or actually they called the line of credit due for $3 million at one of the local banks here, and they had to come up with the money pretty fast. And so the line of credit was secured by a piece of real estate warehouse. And so what we did was we used the warehouse as a collateral. We got them a $5.2 million loan because they needed money to do their projects still because they do government contracting. And so we gave them an extra $2 million, paid off their line of credit. Again, date the banks. Don't marry them. This is like a 40-year relationship. They never thought that this would happen, but they had a hard time during COVID, and the bank didn't want to help them anymore. So, and we're in the middle of actually refinancing this again to get them a cheaper deal because their books are like a little bit better now. So yeah, and then we got them a couple of small credit lines in the middle of that too. And then there was another one that I was going to share. Oh yeah. So there's many ways to look at a deal, right? So we had a client recently that was buying a commercial property that was for food trucks. And food trucks on a raw piece of land is not a great, like, appetizing loan for banks. Like, nobody really wants to do that. And so I actually got him approved for that. It was a high rate because it was a bridge loan. But he's like, it's a little bit expensive. Like, can you do something different? You know, he did need to do it pretty fast. So what we did is we came back around and got him a new deal. He had investment properties that were just single family, and I used that DSCR loan. So that DSCR loan, he had way under market rents at the time because he didn't raise his rents in like 8 years. because he had good long-term tenants, but we were able to get him market rates and bump his approval up to 1.45 million. So we used his single-family real estate to actually finance this commercial property instead, because to the banks, it's easier to approve that, right? Because they're like, well, I'm going to get the money from the rents versus, do I trust these food trucks to pay me back? Like, that's pretty risky. So that's kind of a flavor of what we do. We just really dissect and see like what is all there, like what kind of cards are there. And then we've got lots of different relationships here and then on the mainland to where can we play those things. So that's pretty much it. What's the next slide? Yeah, so again, we don't get paid until you get paid. We don't ask for any money up front. If we think that we can help you, then we'll put together an agreement. And then we go the next steps and we go secure the loans and then get everything set up for you guys. So some key things to take away is keep your personal and your business separate. I actually had a client today, they gave me all their personal bank statements doing like $70,000 a month. I was like, where's your business? It was in the personal. I was like, I can't use this. Like they're just not gonna take that. And then keep your personal FICO strong. So 30% rule, just keep that in mind. If you guys go over it, it's okay. Just pay it halfway through your cycle and it'll actually report like with the lower dollar amount. So yeah, that's it. So if there's any questions, happy to answer them. Any questions?
Did anyone learn something new from Jason? Okay, are your minds like melted a little bit?
This guy is.
Okay.
Still digesting.
Let me go to that other QR code. So this was also the check-in table, but go ahead and like take a picture of it. This shows you the tips and the tricks and how to play the game. It's got sections, so I made it, I put it together, but it's like there's a good, a better, and a best, and so it really helps you like, okay, I'm gonna get started, I'm gonna do one little step to get better and better. So go ahead and take a picture of that, fill it out, and it goes into your email inbox. And we have a question, Beckett.
So if you have assets under one LLC and you're trying to build up a different LLC, can you utilize that assets or is it?
As in like real estate asset?
Yeah.
Like you want your other company to buy it or?
Well, so I have 26 LLCs with assets under each one. But if I'm trying to build a different business, can I leverage the assets from those 26 LLCs to help fund or the loan under the new LLC?
Under the new LLC? I would imagine, that's an interesting one. I would imagine you could probably refi it under the new LLC if you wanted to, but you'd have to do a new loan. I would more question like, what are you trying to achieve with it? Like, are you trying to build credit with it and get some type of loan or credit?
No, just a startup funding for a different.
Just funding for it.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, an easy way to do it would just be like, get the money, like get a loan or whatever for the existing property in whatever company that it is, and then give yourself a loan to the new company. Yeah, I mean, I would have to actually, nobody's ever actually asked me that before. I would have to check and see, but I imagine you could probably refinance it. You might have to pay capital gain, like that's a whole rabbit hole. Yeah, but whenever, I mean, obviously talk to your CPA. I'm not a CPA, but whenever people have multiple businesses like that and they're trying to fund a new business, we will use their existing business that's like more long-term and get them credit in that because it's way easier to do it that way. And then they can just give themselves a loan, especially if you're like an S Corp, it's pretty easy to do. Just flow it to your personal and then shoot it over to the other one. Like that's what I did because I started a real estate one and I just paid myself through this company, and then my personal paid the new company whatever money that I want to transfer over.
Okay.
Yeah, hope that helps.
Other
Anybody else?
questions?
Maybe just for everybody, a question. So when if you're gonna help somebody and you're pooling their FICO, is it a hard pool just so that everybody?
No, so yeah, we just have people go on their Experian and just pull that. It's easy to read and it's free and there's no inquiry. So for us, most banks actually on the West Coast, West Coast, and we're considered West Coast, they work off of Experian for the most part. So it's probably like 80% of them. So we just work off of that because it's fairly accurate. It's not perfect, but again, we pretty much know if it's going to work or not based on what those ratios are. And then we could coach you through the process, you know, say, hey, you got to pay this down or that one down to the 30%. Actually, another quick example that might help you guys is if you do have a lot of personal credit that's on your personal FICO score, what we do a lot is we'll do a business loan of sorts, or you can do a personal loan, or go get money from your parents. And you pay that down temporarily. Your FICO regenerates every 30 days. Like all of the accounts will regenerate in 30 days. We've taken people from 660 to 747 in like 30 days, purely by just paying off credit. So that's what we got to put in there, the JB one. But the guy had like 42,000 in credit. We got him a $55,000 loan based on his revenues. And because you did have to have good revenues to do this, paid it down to zero pretty much. It shot up by 86 points. Then we got him 3 loans at 50,000 at like 9-10%, right? And now he's got 770 FICO score, no debt on his personal, so now he can qualify for all the good stuff, right? Get all the good rates. But sometimes you kind of have to do some of the bad loans or like get real creative to pay down your personal credit cards. Loans don't really matter actually. It's just the credit cards. So you just pay that stuff down, your FICO goes up, now you qualify for all the good stuff, go get business credit, then it's no longer a problem anymore because you have plenty of business credit, you could get lines of credit, and then you're not using your personal credit anymore to do stuff. Yeah.
Good questions.
All right. Yes.
So I get a two-part question.
Yes.
How can we help you as consumers or people, because your services sound pretty amazing? And second part.
No credit and no real money down. They're trying to buy like a $5 million property. Like, I probably don't want to talk to that person because it's not going to go anywhere. But do they have assets? You know, like, maybe will they qualify for that? Or if it's like a small deal, then just go talk to these guys. Not a problem. And the thing is, if we can't help them, we want to give them some type of direction, right? So we'll give them homework. We'll give them the blueprint, right? Like, it's like, okay, go do this. And then after you do this, come back in 6 months. Then this is what you might be able to qualify for. So we always want to give them something to chew on. Yes?
So I understand the journey of developing your personal credit.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a completely separate thing to build business credit?
It is, yeah. There's a lot of factors that goes into it too. Business credit, I have to say, it's very tricky because there's so many different reporting agencies now, and there's a lot of BS out there. There's people that'll try and sell like $5,000, $10,000 program to build your business credit, and you'll be able to get all these corporate credit cards. I've never seen it happen. You can get very small limits for like gas and stuff like that.
Just having a business credit card is business.
Yes, just by doing that, you will have business credit on record. Things that do help is like having a Dun & Bradstreet report.
Get your credit card in your business name.
Correct. In the LLC, in the INC. And then also, like literally having Google presence helps. Dun & Bradstreet presence helps. Having a physical address. Like, it's basic stuff like that kind of does the trick. But yeah, if you do basic stuff and just have good personal credit, like in my book, we can get 90% of the stuff done that way. You don't need to have these massive trade lines and all that stuff. The other thing that they look for is time in business. So under 2 years is very difficult. 2+ years is a lot easier.
And how about an auto loan in your business?
Auto loans in your business?
Like, owning your vehicle in your business name.
Yeah.
Is that part of that business credit journey?
That could help, yes. Although if you paid cash for it, that really wouldn't be credit. But if you financed it, to the business, yes, that will definitely help. A lot of banks, it's called a comparable credit. So they want, like if you're getting a big loan, like anything like 150, 200,000, they want to see that you did something smaller before. So did you do a 50,000 or 75,000 loan before? Then they'll open up and do like 150. Yeah.
And then does business leases help
That
business
counts.
credit?
Yeah, all that, and if your suppliers and stuff like that reports your net terms,
And what
that
if
will
they
also help.
lease their car in a business name?
Yep, all that. Anytime you're making payments and it's being recorded
In the business.
in the company name. Yep.
Thank you.
Any other questions? All right, so we've got a little bit of time. So I think I don't know where Nikki's at, but if you guys wanted to take a tour of the warehouse, I think they said it's 40,000 square feet. Myself, I'll give them a shout out. I actually bought a washer for our house. It was very cost effective. And then I did a stackable washer dryer for a flip that I did recently, and they just delivered it and installed it for us. It was actually cheaper than Home Depot. So they do have some pretty good deals, so I just wanted to shout them out for that.
And let's thank Jason for sharing. Thank you. And we also have Moani here on our team with Pacific Business. Moani. Does anybody see Nikki anywhere? Nikki. Raise your hand if you're interested in checking out the warehouse through those doors. Yeah, it's really
He's got
cool.
stuff to buy.
Hey, Nikki, we have a few people who want to go check out the warehouse. Other than that, happy networking. Get some more food, drinks. Our kids are going to be sharing, walking around, saying hi. But yeah, thank you so much. We're all here to talk story and answer any more questions.
Spying on the other kids.
You're spying on them?